So I just pulled the car out of the garage. Got to go get some stuff for the bike over there. Figured I'd give you guys kind of an update on what's been going on. I moved the garage around a little bit, tried to facilitate, getting the bikes in here a little bit easier. At some point, I'm really gonna go through this garage and just start getting rid of shit. More shit than I have gotten rid of. This I just did an oil change on, didn't make a video on it, but I put the Mobil 1 4T in it. This is actually the same oil that I had for that Ninja. I had to go buy a couple more quarts of it, but I went ahead and changed the oil in this, threw a new filter on it, and it's running great. Don't really notice the difference between whatever oil the dealership threw in this thing compared to the Mobil 1 that I put in it. Often with motorcycles, you will notice some sort of a difference because the oil that you put in it actually acts as the transmission fluid as well, which is why you can't throw normal car oil into these, because it doesn't lubricate the transmission gears properly. You really don't want to do that. So where you often notice, going through different brands of motorcycle oils is some of them you might get a cleaner shift, some of them, might be a more rougher shift. But I haven't really noticed anything with this Mobil 1 oil compared to whatever was in it before. But this thing is really starting to shape up to look like a bike again. I'll go ahead and pull it out so you guys can get a better view of it. So I'll go ahead and do that right now. So here's what it looks like now. I told you guys that I bought those pair of frame sliders. I went ahead and installed those yesterday. I didn't put any thread locker on the bolts. I probably should, to be honest. That'll be something that I'll be doing here pretty soon, at some point anyways. But I got the nose fairing on. Got the wheel fairing on here, and then I got the tail on as well. And then this actually came with the frame sliders for whatever reason, Transformers logo. I don't know why they included that. I mean, it's kind of a copyrighted, emblem, and these were an off-brand frame slider. So I guess that's pretty typical when you order Chinese stuff. It is what it is, but they do the same thing as any other frame slider would, so not really too worried about that. But they have this carbon fiber look to them. I think those are just decals. I mean, they feel like decals, but whatever. Does the same thing regardless. And then here's a better look at the nose. I need to go through it and just kind of polish it up a little bit, because there's a lot of smudging on it from the install process. And I didn't make a video on this stuff for a few reasons, but the main reason is I knew it was not going to be an easy feat getting these things on. That one wasn't all that difficult. That the wheel skirt was not all that difficult. But this nose was a pain in the ass, especially the windshield, because the windshield's got these threaded rubber grommets in it. You can kind of see right there, and those like to pop out. So if they're not lined up all the way, and you try and fish one of these little bolts through it, it's just not going to have it, and it's going to pop it out. So I had to repop in a few of these grommets a couple times, and it was just really a pain in the ass. But I knew that if I had made a video on this, it would be, it took me and my buddy about a couple hours to get this thing, all squared away to what it looks like right now. And this is pretty much the end result. Now I've got these fairings over here, and the two side fairings are here, and then the old fairings, old nose fairing and tail are sitting here as well. But really the only other two things that are left to go on are the main fairing switch. This is what they look like. The Chinese fairings and everything, so they're not 100% perfect. Key part is right here, where I guess in the molding process that was left over. The other one doesn't have that, but it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. I was mulling over my options a while ago with what I really wanted to do with this thing. And I think I've actually come to the conclusion that I really don't want to paint these fairings. I kind of want to leave them unfinished. I don't really want to restore this thing. There's a few reasons for that. So what I do want to do with it is get those other two fairings on, but it does kind of look nice with them off. And, you know, come up with kind of like a scheme. Maybe put a bunch of, you know, meme stickers on it, like a couple dogs and, you know, a few YOLOs here and there. And, you know, I was thinking one of those Nick Cage "you don't say" stickers stick right here or right over here or something. You know, because this is a fuck around bike. I could easily restore it, but it's going to cost a lot of money to do that, and I may do that down the road if I ever want to actually sell this thing. But I'm really not too sure that I want to do that right now. I think it looks fine right now with the two black fairings on it. It'll look, you know, it'll look just fine for me. I do need to get some heat shielding for those fairings though, and I should have that bolt kit for the whole, you know, the whole shebang here today. But it really really depends on, you know, what I really want to go with this thing. At some point I would like to put some brighter LED turn signals in the back end. And I also did the oil change on this. I didn't do a video on it. I knew I said that I would, but I just went ahead and did it. It's got the new oil filter and everything, and, you know, for a little while there, because of the way the oil filter is placed, when you pull the oil filter off, there's some residual oil that remains in the oil cooler and in the filter. So a little bit of it got on the exhaust pipes there, and for a little while the oil just needed to cook off, so there was a little bit of smoky going on. But other than that, my clutch and brake levers should be here fairly soon. I do need to adjust this, I believe, because the clutch is fully disengaged by about right here. So I need to go ahead and adjust that at some point. And I know that, you know, when these things are adjusted, a lot of the adjustment comes from right here as well as the clutch lever. So I kind of need to put that together, and, you know, it's not all that pressing of an issue because I can still ride it around how it is. It's just this thing, the clutch is fully disengaged like right about here. It's actually adjusted really nice, and I like how this one's adjusted. But I also forgot to mention that the starting issue on this thing seems to have been completely rectified. I did replace that relay that's underneath the seat, and I also replaced the battery, which is also under the seat. I replaced the relay first, and it was still doing it, so I went ahead and ordered a battery off of Amazon, and I think the old one's around here somewhere. It's right here. This is the old battery. This is how small these things are. They are small, tiny little batteries, and the local dealership, I shit you guys not, wanted $175 for one of those. I couldn't believe that they wanted that much for one. So I went on Amazon and bought the same group size battery. It actually came in this box, but the group size is CTZ10S. And I did a bit of research on this company and everything, and all the reviews on this particular battery that I bought were just outstanding. So I figured for $30, I'd say, hey, I'll go ahead and try it and see what happens, and if it doesn't work right, well, back to square one, and I'll probably go get another battery. But all the reviews on this thing were really damn good. So I'll take the chance with spending $30 on one and see what happens. One guy said he had that battery in his CBR 600, and he has not had an issue with it at all. He said he had it for a little over a year in it, and I think he's still riding around with it from what he said. But go ahead and do a start. She's in neutral. Nice clean starts now. So that's where I kind of am with this. I have been riding it around. I've rode it to work a few times, but thankfully to the weather, and it's actually a good thing, we've been getting a lot of rain lately. So I really haven't been riding it too much in the rain, and I don't really like riding it, at all really when the roads are wet like this. It's not as bad when it's the first or second rain of the season where all the oils are coagulated at the top of the roads and everything, and they're not washed to the gutters yet, so the roads are really slippery the first and second rains of the season. Anyways, just figured I'd give you guys a quick update. Really hasn't been much in the way of videos. School started on Monday, and I've just been really busy with school, getting, working ahead and getting a lot of stuff out of the way. So really didn't do much all this weekend. Went over to my dad's and, did some yard work around the shop and, used some of the mowers and stuff, but nothing really worthy of making a video about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video, quick update, and you all stay classy.